I'm Wendy Smith. I'm Deputy Executive Director over Housing Programs at Kentucky Housing Corporation. And what that means is all of our housing programs, from building rental complexes to homelessness programs, that all falls under me, with the exception of our single family lending. This is a solution to get more construction going across the state, right? Manufactured and modular homes represent another way to deliver homes to Kentucky. These are great starter or upgrade homes for some families. They're really well built. They're super energy efficient, as we learned earlier today. And so it's important to learn about that. In addition, KHC is trying to get our partners to consider manufactured and modular housing as a way that they get more units brought to market. What's really important to point out is that the only way we're going to start chipping away at the housing supply gap is through local partnerships. And this project exemplifies that. We've got to have local city, county, employers, economic development entities working with builders and with nonprofits to get more houses built. And this project is Clayton Homes, the manufactured housing entity. Next Step, which is a nonprofit, the City of London, as well as the Kentucky Manufactured Housing Institute. What's pretty cool is that this actually doesn't involve any Kentucky Housing Corporation funds. We might do some home loans here, which we hope we do, but this got built through this partnership, and because manufactured housing can offer production at a reasonable cost, and that's how it's come to be. So it's pretty exciting to see it, and it sort of shows that these partnerships are the only way we're going to get more and more housing built for buyers. So one of the things I would hope people would take away when they just drive by or drive through this community is you really can't tell from the curb if this was manufactured, modular, stick-built. It's really well built, the quality is great, and the rooms are just really inviting. You can imagine a family living there. There's a lot of storage space. They're incredibly energy efficient. They expect to cut the home buyer's energy costs by 50%. So it's a pretty exciting thing to see it really on the ground. And I think that's the biggest takeaway folks would have, is just these look like great houses, and you would never know that they were delivered to the site versus built on site. It's hard to pick one mindset shift, but if I had to point to a few, I would say the first would be look at alternate ways of bringing housing to market, like modular and manufactured. I would also recommend considering density, because if land is hard to come by and infrastructure is expensive, getting more homes on a tighter, plot would be good. And for small towns and cities to think about using the existing grid, the existing infrastructure to do infill or to start building off of that, so that we can lower those infrastructure costs and get that density. Look, partnerships are the only way we're going to chip away at the housing supply gap. So things like Kentucky Housing Corporation's annual conference and events like this, where people come together, talk, demonstrate best practices, is the only way that we're going to make progress. And really, we've got to focus on trying to make progress in a time where we don't have very aggressive action at the state or federal level on housing supply. So we're going to have to make it happen at the state and local level.